Hello? Hey, Kathy, good. How are you?
Caitlin, I just want to personally congratulate you on being named captain for the 20. All the best to the whole team tomorrow in the or Tuesday in the Commissioner Cup final.
Yeah, we better get that.
Well. What? To be honest, it's stunning to watch, and the naysayers are going crazy right now. Recently, Caitlin Clark was chosen to captain the WNBA All-Star Game. Furthermore, the social media collapse is nothing short of amazing. Real supporters were out here casting their ballots while they were occupied with writing dissertations about her attitude. The chef's kiss is the only irony. What do you think? Are you one of the folks having a Twitter breakdown right now? Or did Caitlin deserve her captain position?
Figured to have a couple of familiar faces in the All-Star roster from some of your teammates.
Yeah.
How do you thought to that process? Do you expect some gift baskets from some of your teammates that joined you there in the process?
I mean, obviously I'm going to try to get my teammates on my team. Why wouldn't I? That's obviously the goal. And, once they come out with whoever has made it and whoever hasn't, I guess I get to pick and choose. I don't really know how it works. I guess I just found out 2 hours ago, but obviously my first goal will certainly be able to have my teammates on my team.
Oh my goodness. With this complete chaos masterpiece, where can I even start? Caitlin Clark, the player that the keyboard warriors claim doesn't deserve anything, recently been named captain of the WNBA All-Star Game, and the reactions were hilarious.
So today, lads, we're going to be talking a little bit about the reaction to Caitlin Clark getting her All-Star starting spot.
Apparently, some folks need a reality check. So let's talk about what truly happened here. In WNBA history, Clark garnered the most votes for All-Star. Nearly 1.3 million votes are at stake. She received more votes than all of the 2023 All-Stars combined. To put that into perspective, tell me again, though, how she doesn't make a difference. She does more than simply move the needle. The needle is her.
Caitlin, we saw obviously the results for the All-Star Game. I know you're more about winning, but still that's got to be a little bit meaningful for you considering you're still so new to the league.
Yeah, no, obviously it's cool, and it's cool that fans get to be a part of it and have a little impact on the game. And then I think also it's going to be really special to be able to do it here in this city. And I think there's already been so much time and effort put in by so many people that aren't going to get credit for what they did to bring All-Star here. So, trying to make it the best All-Star the WNBA's ever had. I know we'll certainly do that, but also,
Let me now address the elephant in the room before the usual suspects start spluttering in the comment section. Indeed, there were other worthy applicants. A.A. Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, and Skylar Diggins-Smith. These are outstanding athletes who could have argued for captaincy. Here's what the detractors don't seem to understand, though. Voting for All-Star is a popularity contest. It was and always has been. It will always remain. Do you want to know what's incredibly funny? The people who spend more time watching Clark's games than true fans are the same ones who whine about her being captain.
Yeah, the fans are... And I don't even mean the fans, I mean the Hatelins. The Hatelins. We know what they are. There's no point calling them fans. But actually, you know what? No. I think there is a good point in calling them fans, because that's what they are. They are fans. They are Caitlin's second biggest fan group, because they are watching every single game. Like, if the Hatelins are watching every single game, they are going out of their way to watch. Obviously, they're watching every single game. They're tweeting about Caitlin on a daily basis.
There are people who detest watching every Fever game, studying her every move as if it were their full-time job, tweeting about her every day. Congrats. You've grown to be her second-largest fan base. The obsession is genuine and, to be honest, somewhat depressing. Let's examine a few of the utterly bizarre takes I've been observing. She has too many turnovers on average. Really? Do you want to discover who consistently has the most turnovers in the NBA? Typically, the point guard is an all-star. Turnovers are inevitable when you handle the ball as frequently as Clark does and produce as much offensive output as she does. But obviously, these geniuses are too good to be expected to learn the fundamentals of basketball. Her squad isn't winning enough. This one is rich, I see. This season, the Indiana Fever have been among the league's best teams. Additionally, they are a whole different team when Clark is playing. Let's contrast this with a few other players, though. These are the same individuals who advocate The Chicago Sky, led by Angel Reese, has 4 victories. 4. Out here, they're behaving as though it somehow surpasses what Clark has accomplished.
They're not happy. Rigged public vote, who cares? I pity the player she select on her team. There's a lot of semi-viral tweets, and I mean, I wish these people that get these viral tweets actually, voted.
The most amusing aspect of this fabricated anger is how obvious it is. Guess which game these fans of other players were watching when the Wings, Sky, and Fever all played at the same time? Yes, exactly. Everybody was watching Caitlin Clark. They identified as admirers of Angel Ree, Paige Bueller, or someone else. However, they are glued to their TVs, watching Clark play when the need arises. Speaking of Paige Buellers, let's talk openly about this. Buellers is an amazing athlete. Regarding it, there is no doubt. Anyone who pretends differently is insane. She is Paige freaking Buellers. Come on, though, with the claim that she ought to be Clark's captain. Even though Clark's team has more victories and she averages more points, assists, and rebounds, the effective field goal percentages are nearly the same. However, Clark doesn't deserve it in some way. What really irritates me about the Buellers comparison is this. Don't get me wrong, I admire Paige, but let's examine the data. Clark is carrying a heavier offensive load and is producing higher overall numbers. Absolutely, Paige has been fantastic. However, she isn't doing what Clark does every single night. Clark is favored by the impact metrics, advanced statistics, and eye test. However, it seems that the haters don't care about that. It was especially fun to watch the media vote. Some voters choose to start injured players who had missed half the season, yet Clark's appointment as captain is controversial for some reason. The same Clark who has been leading her squad and regularly achieving all-star results. Although Clark receives criticism for her turnover rate, I have seen ballots where voters supported athletes who miss half of their games and average 6 turnovers per game. This is unbelievable hypocrisy. The manipulated storyline is what really irritates me. How precisely is it rigged? Due to fan voting. Due to Clark's popularity, which increases attendance and ticket sales. It's not rigged. That's known as entertaining fans and doing a good job. The finest thing that has happened to the WNBA in years is Clark. The league is a business. It's funny how all of this outrage has come at the same time. These are the same individuals that were upset last season over Clark's lack of respect as a rookie. In her second year, she has obviously improved and is guiding her team to success, but all of a sudden, she is receiving too much attention. Make sense of it. Can we also discuss how blatantly hypocritical some of these takes are? Her collegiate fan base was the only reason she received votes. All right. And because of her, those college fans turned into WNBA fans. That's exactly what the league wants, isn't it? Expansion and new admirers. However, it seems that new fans who are Clark fans are not taken into account. It's embarrassing that the gatekeeping is real. Because of her turnovers, she is therefore ineligible to serve as captain. At same time last year, Clark was committing more turnovers each game on average. And you know what? At the age of 2, she was still an all-star starter. She's playing better all around the season, averaging more points, assists, rebounds, and fewer mistakes. However, she doesn't deserve it this year for some reason. Olympic-level mental gymnastics are displayed. Let's also talk about the unspoken issue of team success. These detractors prefer to concentrate on individual games or particular stretches rather than the overall influence, despite the fact that the Fever have improved dramatically from last season to this one and have been much better with Clark on the court. Their analysis abruptly omits the fact that Clark did not play against the Sparks and they lost. Witnessing the social media implosion has been breathtaking. People were accusing the vote of being unfair and manipulated in tweet after tweet. The same individuals who, it seems, were too lazy to cast their own ballots. Perhaps your favorite player would be captain if you put half as much effort into voting as you did into whining. But rather than only detesting Clark, that would necessitate genuinely backing the players. Seeing people assert that they can currently name 10 better players is really rich. Alright, give them names. While you're about it, explain why those players, who are clearly superior, didn't receive any votes. In actuality, Clark offers a unique perspective that these other players lack. Entertainment value, star power, and the capacity to pique the interest of casual spectators in women's basketball. It will be interesting to witness the captain role itself. Clark gets to choose her squad, and there is already a lot of conjecture about her selection. Will she select players like Buchers at a young age? Will she be loyal to Aaliyah Boston and other teammates? The All-Star Game hasn't generated much excitement in recent years, but the draft process might really help. Seeing people attempt to minimize Clark's influence on the league has been one particularly amusing aspect. The ratings are honest. Viewership of games with Clark is consistently higher. The number of people attending home and away Fever games has increased dramatically. Sales of merchandise are skyrocketing, but it seems that all-star selections are unaffected by this. Let me rest. It's also amazing how these naysayers enjoy playing the comparison game. They will readily overlook the larger picture and use statistics from particular games or periods to support their arguments. Clark is having a fantastic second season, guiding her side to victory and demonstrating progress in a number of areas. However, that isn't consistent with their story. They so concentrate on field goal percentage or turnover rates during a 3-game losing skid. The fact that some of these same people will compliment foreign players or veterans for their leadership and veteran acumen is also amusing. Clark exhibits those same traits, but all of a sudden, he is demanding or has attitude issues. It's almost insulting to our intelligence how blatantly clear the double standard is. I'll tell you what actually transpired with this all-star choice. The supporters made their voices heard. Their vote was for entertainment. They chose excitement in their vote. The player that inspires people to care about women's basketball won their vote. The journalists who supported Clark were aware of the task. They understood that Clark brings butts to seats and eyes to the television. In actuality, Clark's selection as captain is based on more than just his individual or team performance. It has to do with what she stands for in women's basketball. She has raised the profile of every player she plays with on the court, transformed casual spectators into devoted viewers, and given the league unheard of attention. Such an impact is worthy of praise. As for the fight for captain, let's be honest. Wilson is coping with wounds. Breanna Stewart's season has been mixed. Furthermore, even if players like Sabrina Ionescu and Kelsey Plum have had fantastic seasons, none of them can match Clark's blend of accomplishment on the field, individual achievement, and cultural influence. The supporters understand that the business aspect of this cannot be disregarded either, even if the detractors choose not to. There will be a lot more interest in the All-Star Game with Clark as captain than there would have been otherwise. More people watching, buying tickets, buying products, etc. The WNBA is not a dumb league. They are aware of what motivates their company. And at the heart of it all is Clark. It's hilarious to watch these critics pretend to be defending the game's integrity. What is it being protected from? Popularity, amusement, and involvement of fans. For years, the WNBA has had difficulty becoming well-known. And it's suddenly a negative thing now that they have it because of Clark. There is no logic at all. Additionally, the global perspective has been intriguing. Some individuals are behaving as though Clark's fame somehow devalues veterans or other foreign players. This isn't how it operates. Everyone benefits from Clark's success. She attracts spectators to women's basketball, allowing them to witness the league's amazing skills. Everyone benefits from her fame. The irony is that Clark is benefiting from all of this hostility in the NFL. Women's basketball is receiving greater attention as a result of every indignant article, furious tweet, and contentious argument. Although the critics believe they are harming Clark, they are actually her most effective marketing team. They're generating narratives, increasing interaction, and maintaining her name's popularity. Let me ask you a question in light of all the discussion about Clark not being worthy of being captain. Who would make the All-Star Game more interesting? Who would increase the number of viewers? Who would come up with more plots and thrills? Even though some people don't want to acknowledge it, the solution is clear. Watching the draft aspect of being captain will be unnecessary. Every choice Clark makes for her team will be scrutinized and discussed. Will she pick on jerks and act as like nothing is wrong? Out of loyalty, will she accompany Aaliyah Boston first? There are countless options, and every decision will spark additional discussion. Let's also discuss the implications of this for the future. Clark's appointment as captain conveys a message about the league's direction. The stars are being embraced. It's figuring out what makes fans interested. Additionally, it has no qualms about allowing popularity to influence these choices. Any professional sports league can benefit from that. This is the bottom line. Because of her play, popularity, and influence on the game, Caitlin Clark was voted captain. Even though the critics can vent all they want, they are ultimately demonstrating her significance and relevance to women's basketball. Even though they're too resentful to acknowledge it, their preoccupation with her is the best compliment they could offer. I therefore have a straightforward message for everyone who is now suffering a meltdown. Vote again if you don't like it. Oh, hold on. You didn't really take part in the process since you were too busy writing essays on why Clark is awful. How appropriate. The fans have had their say. The salt is flowing freely, and Captain Clark is here. What a lovely basketball day. The meltdown is still going on. I'm here for every moment of it, to be honest. Don't you think the name Captain Clark sounds good? Click like and subscribe if you support Caitlin and believe she deserves to be the captain. Which players should she select first in your opinion? Leave your guesses in the space provided below.